What's up? Ooh. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm Essie, for those of you who don't know, and welcome to my channel. What's up, y'all? Today we are going to be getting into college majors people swear are easy, but when you get to school, it's giving tears, it's giving why did I do this, it's giving help me God, I want to drop out, you know, all of the above. So I asked a couple of my friends from different majors, different levels of life, graduates, students who are in school, some dropouts, you know, I got it all. Okay, let's start with business admin. The major everyone says is common sense, easy. Athletes are always in it, you know, stuff of that sort. But in real life, being the friend who has a business admin graduate friend and also a business admin friend in school now, my girls were fighting for their lives. Okay, let's go into the pros. When I asked my friends about business admin, they relatively said the same thing about how networking is key and they got a lot of connections, as well as that it helps you manage bills, it helps you learn how to do like things of that sort. Bills, money management is what I'll sum it up to. And also that you can get almost any job with a business admin degree. For cons, it was mainly that they have a lot of lecture classes and that their textbooks range from like 1 to 200, sometimes higher, and they're mainly access codes, so you're kind of forced to buy a textbook. It's relatively the same for a lot of the degrees in college, though, from my perspective. So that might be just a con I put in for all of the majors I asked about. A lot of the classes are the same thing, so it just keeps getting reiterated throughout the whole 4 years, and it can get tiring. I can attest to that. Oh my gosh, I can't wait till we get to my major, because I genuinely, it's a love-hate relationship with any major of college, but it's like you have to know before you go in like some type of nugget as to what you're getting when you go pick this major. Okay, we all have a friend who's a law and order fanatic. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to go into criminal justice. I'm going to go into political science. You know, she's really into it. She's like, yeah, I'm about to be a lawyer. I'm about to get these people. Da 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 da. Lock them up. Bars. I'm telling you. So I asked a cousin of mine. I asked her some of her pros for political science / criminal justice, and she told me, and I quote, "It's not many exams that the professors are chill and you really get to know your classmates." Those are like her main pros for the college criminal justice political science field. And her cons are just that you have so many essays. If you're not a public speaker, I wouldn't recommend political science. I would recommend like what I do, which we'll get into that. Okay, this is the one I've been wanting to get into because I just have so many metaphors for this major. All my psychology majors, you may be sitting in your room right now saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn psychology and I'm not going to let none of these niggas manipulate me. If you know me, dear, you know Mr. Brown said you're not going to manipulate him. Trying to manipulate him, okay? Yes, I thought that psychology was all about learning how to understand how those brains work, how those brains work, but that's not it. I'm telling y'all, my friends learned so much in psychology. It's insane, like hearing how they're like many little therapists now. I don't even have to pay a therapist. Those are my therapists. I have one friend that I asked, but I have like 4-ish friends in psychology. He said, you learn crazy facts, understand people better, and end up learning about yourself too. Is that true? Yeah, I'm not even gonna play him like that. Cause yeah, him explaining stuff to me and like telling me how certain parts of the brain works, and then like knowing little things about, like if we'll tell him something, he'll be like, yeah, this is why this is going on. Like he really takes it in and relishes in the fact of knowing how the mind works. So I think that's really cool. If you really are interested in wanting to know emotions and how to deal with them, how to teach people how to cope with emotions, I think that is you really should listen to those pros, only because it really helps. For cons, It's gonna be the same for almost everyone. It's just research, math, more math, and then there's grad school. Because if you want to, I think if you want to be a teacher or like therapist, you have to go higher education. You can't just end with your bachelor's. So I think if you are wanting to be a 4 and done type situation, I wouldn't go into psychology. But if you want to go and you want to take it up from your bachelor's, master's, doctorate, ain't that the highest one? I think doctorate the highest. I don't know. But if you really want to take it up there instead of down there, that is the major for you. If you're thinking about it, do it, because I do think that we need more doctors, therapists. You know, we need more. Next major is biology. I was gonna say psychology again. Next major is biology. I asked my cousin, you know, he is a biology major. He wants to be a doctor. Very Grey's Anatomy tease. Like, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you think it's just learning the periodic table, cutting open frogs and etc., how we used to do in biology, it's not. The pros are there's many hands-on labs, which is true. He has a lot of labs. Like, knowing his schedule, he does have a lot of labs, and I like labs. I took one for chemistry and I loved my lab. Yeah. Research opportunities. You get a lot of opportunities being someone in the STEM field in general. I will say that is a general situation. Your school is always going to be advertising something for STEM, no matter what it is. So I think that is really good if you're looking to get your foot in the door, build your portfolio, your resume, stuff of that sort. Cons. He said professors who can't teach because they only care about research is a big issue for him, which is relatively true in a lot of cases for a lot of other majors as well. If your professor is extremely research oriented, they're going to expect you to only go off of research that's like years old, because a lot of the stuff is outdated as well. So I could see that being a huge con for some biology majors, only because you're here to learn up-to-date stuff, and research is always changing. So that would irritate me if I was a biology major. The classes are competitive, like pre-med and classes like that. He said that those are really competitive to get into and everything. Let me go a little more in depth. At least at his school, it's a very competitive environment with classes and stuff of that sort. But anyways, on to my major. My major is cybersecurity. If you don't know, I also have a friend who just graduated. He is a cybersecurity major as well. So we're gonna see what he had to say. Normally when you hear about cybersecurity, you're thinking easy money, remote job, lazy. Like, you know, most people are expecting to go into this big old corporate job, see a bunch of robots, a bunch of people, a coffee station over there, a Chick-fil-A over there. Like, you know, you just expecting a real fun work environment. Granted, I know nothing about the work environment. I'm kind of expecting that too, and I'm be mad if I don't get it. But everything I've seen, cybersecurity or like software developer wise, they are treated pretty well, and they do have really relatively decent work-life balance jobs. So I really am interested in that. But we're gonna figure out that when I graduate. We'll come back to this when I graduate. Okay. For the pros, me and my friend both collectively agreed that you learn a lot of different other perspectives when in cybersecurity. Like, when we first start out, it's mainly coding, like Python, C++, Java, HTML, CSS. Like, you'll learn all of those codes first, and then you'll kind of move into the hacking and the technicality of all the cybersecurity. So I really do enjoy that, how it's paced. Most of the jobs that we see now are like a lot more higher paying. I thought they were going to be lower than what they are, but like, I think the median in South Carolina is like 112 to 130 something ish, which is decent for someone with no kids. Like, you know, I always want more money. It's never enough money for me. I'm sorry. It's always going to be that possibility of working remote. Okay, a con for me, I'm going to start with mine first, is that they don't tell you how hard it is and how competitive internships are with no experience. Like, an internship is to gain experience. So why do I as a college student have to have all this stuff on my resume to get an internship? Okay, it's a lot of math. equations, coding. If you were to mess up one single code or like one line on your code, you would have to start completely over. Okay, for my friend, one of the big ones was attention span and like focusing, which is really true. I know me and him, we both had short attention spans, so we would get really bored. Our major is very lecture focused at times as well, and after like our second year, we got really hands off with like coding and looking at stuff. Now it's all definitions and technicalities of what this does, what that does. So it's not really hands on anymore. Anyways, to wrap it up, okay? The next time someone tells you their major and you're like, oh, that's easy, pat on the back, smooth sailing, don't do that, okay? Don't tell them their major is easy. Every major has its pros and cons. Every major has stuff that you're not going to know about until you get there. Everyone has their own experience in their major as well. Just make sure you do your research and you know what you can and cannot deal with in certain situations. And also, just like, if you want it that bad, work for it. I don't really know too much what to say. Just know that almost every major I just put in this video has had us stressing out, crying in the libraries, crying, trying to figure out an exam. Baby, there's some exams you'll straight fail, and all you can do is say, oh well, better hope I pass the next one. Like, there's just some stuff that happens in school that many people don't let you know. But that's the end of this video. Be sure to let me know what your major is and what somebody like told you or didn't tell you about your major, or you wish they told you, whatever. Just comment down below what your major is and one thing you wish somebody would have told you before you chose it, or something somebody did tell you that you didn't believe. Anything of that sort. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on Sunday. All right, bye.